as you begin the second part of this school year, I have a few thoughts for you. Let's begin with principals. Principals, in the coming days, you have your first faculty meeting. 3 things to keep in mind. One is you're welcoming back a group of people who've had this very personal, hopefully a positive and pleasant and warm experience. So please take some time to process that with them, build community, reminisce in the good times, and look forward to better times as this second part of the school year begins and this new calendar year begins. A couple ways to do that is to break out in groups, share a story, then have 3 or 4 share out for the entire group. Chart if you like. Whatever it may be, grab onto the good feelings that people have had and experienced during vacation and bring them into your school. Number 2, goals. Everyone needs a goal. Now, historically, in the last number of years under Nickel B, we've had more pressure sort of pop up through the woodwork and impact our school communities. We moved from this experiential part of schooling to a more test-oriented part of schooling. We need to regain that balance somehow so that learning can be done in multiple ways from multiple perspectives. So with goals, we know we have a measurable one. The state and the federal government have shared that with us. 2, we have an equitable goal, maybe a belief-centered goal. That acknowledges that the people are involved in schooling. So what is that going to be for you and your staff? And 3, an instructional goal. What is it that will be done instructionally in that classroom from teacher to children so that learning can be had by all? For the measurable goals, we have a couple of ways of thinking about it. There's meeting the goal set by the state and the federal government, and there's also progress toward the goal. And in whatever way you are setting measurable goals, let it be known and let it be clear which you are doing. We have the equitable goal or the belief-oriented goal, and that is where your partnerships or potential partnerships with Classworks center. Equity is meeting need. So how will you meet student need? What is the goal you have for your staff? Is it through relationships? Is it managing homework completion and accomplishment? Is it about creating a culture of inclusiveness, acceptance, and future for the children you have and the adults who work with them? In whatever way you make that goal clear, it has to be shared. Now for the 3rd goal, we're going to focus on instruction. What is the strategy? What is the skill that you will support your teachers on in order for them to help the children do the learning that we know is necessary for them to progress through the school year? Instructionally, where will it be centered? Reading across the content areas? Maybe it's math skills. Maybe it's study skills or homework skills. Whatever it is, all 3 goals need to be shared. Here's our measurable goal, ladies and gentlemen. Here is our belief equity goal. Here is our instructional goal. This is our clear pursuit for the rest of the school year. Now to teachers. Teachers, you will welcome back a fabulous group of young people that I know you're excited to meet once again, see how they've grown up, and see what they're ready to do in this part 2 of the school year. I want to give you 3 things to keep in mind. Number 1, students have experiences in school that they do not know always how to articulate, how to express, how to share. The same goes when they're at home. Many teachers have the welcome back to school, let's write about what our experience was. And for some children, that brings up 2 obstacles. One is, I'm learning English, or I'm practicing my primary language with you, teacher, in this classroom, and I'm still not very comfortable getting started. So please provide a model of your writing as you ask them to do their writing, and help them get started so that they can progress through and express what their experience was over the holidays. Now the second piece is this idea that what you experience is going to be different from your children. Sometimes that's better than, and sometimes it's not as good as. Whatever the case may be, please be conscious that what the children have experienced over the break is not always something that they want to share. Not everybody has an opportunity to travel. Not everybody has an opportunity to provide and receive gifts. Not everybody has the opportunity to share with great numbers of their family members across the country or across the world. So as you ask children to share, please make sure they understand that everything is okay to share. It doesn't have to be like the other children's. It doesn't have to be like yours. Number 2, as you welcome the children back, they have to ease back into, be guided toward how to be, once again, successful in school. They've been gone quite a while, and in their young lives, those 2 to 3 weeks actually have a great impact on their skills, the maintenance of, or the loss of some of those skills that we left them with in December. So please make sure you have them try to recall, practice, and enhance some of those skills from December before you ramp up to a very substantial assignment. The pressure could be too much for some. Now, pressure isn't bad, but they need to be guided to understand how to meet that pressure and fulfill that assignment expectation successfully. Finally, we have a sense of pressure as we begin to understand that from January through the end of April, we have to prepare the children for state testing. Now, that can do a number of things to us as teachers, not all of which are very positive. So please keep in mind that your children are on a 13+ year journey. You and your classroom are on a 180-day cycle. Not everything's going to get done in 180 days, but progress does need to be seen. So, how will you support your children wherever they're at academically, wherever they're at socially, wherever they're at personally, to make progress from day 1 to day 100 to day 180? That is what's going to serve children on their 13+ year journey. Now, I understand that it is not always easy to reconcile progress for a child's 13+ year journey with accountability standards. But when we're relaxed, when we're focused, when we understand that growth in this journey is going to contribute to those standardized scores, whether it be state grade level standards tests or the state examination for high school or the SAT, we know that contributing to that journey will impact those scores later on. So please do your best to allow the children to find themselves even better at becoming the mathematicians we know they are. Please allow time and experience for them to enjoy writing, to be guided through the process, and to own it for themselves so that they may use those skills later on as they leave our classrooms in these 180-day cycles toward the next classrooms in their 13+ year journeys. In whatever way you have picked up an idea from the video and our time together online here, I hope that the new calendar year and part 2 and 3 of this school year are enjoyable and bring you much satisfaction, growth, and achievement. Enjoy the day. Thank you much for listening.